Okay, it is Thursday morning. We're at Bayview, looking at this red face here, bearded dragon. This one was actually purchased last year at the Slidell Pet Expo. Okay, and this year's was just last weekend. So I went and gave away a bunch of cards. Tried to tell people that even though these guys are captive bred, that they can still have parasites and stuff with them. And this one is just par for the course. As a general rule, all reptiles, actually all species, are actually born with at least 2 dedicated parasitic species to them. And even we humans are not exempt from that particular process. Anyway, so with that in mind, if they're not being seen, and again, if you're supposed to put your back in this one's cute little world, it's now raised from an egg, so it's got its 2 dedicated parasites that come with it. Just per nature. And then after that is done, there's these handlers that are playing in this cage over here, and then playing in this cage over here, and then go pet this one on the head and go, oh yeah, love this cute little lizard. And at the same time, we now have parasites from this cage, parasites from that cage, and this guy is actually sharing his parasites with both these guys over here as well. So anyway, my point is, it is almost impossible with raising any creature without having parasites. It's just impossible. It doesn't happen. Now, so when you get a new animal, regardless of species, be it dog, cat, bird, lizard, snake, whatever, I always recommend getting them checked by a veterinarian, because we specialize in those things that go back and forth between the cages, and also specialize in those things that they're born with. Now, luckily, this is not one of those parasites this lizard was born with. So at some point in time, someone actually did try to deparasitize your lizard and got rid of those things I was expecting to see. But today, and I will show you a video in just a second, we still have other parasites. Okay, so this one here actually has some trichomonas, which is quite common in reptile reptile collections, and I can't even tell you how many times I have taken videos and pictures of it. But we're going to do and add it to it one more time, because somehow this is a year later that we're now seeing this lizard. Someone has not figured this out fast enough, so we'll actually post this a little faster than the usual ones. Okay, so let me show Mom the video, and then we'll get Mom's reaction.
Expand your horizons about.
All right, in the next room we have an 18-month-old Beardy. If you hear any rudeness in the background, it's not my fault. Anyway, about the 3 o'clock position, you can actually see one swimming off stage. And it's going. All that.
Stage left.
Oh, it's coming back. Oh, here comes another one. Trichomonas. You shook this little creature's world. When they trusted you on skis in a mountain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just kind of, before I came here, I didn't want her to have parasites, but I really did, because at the same, it's something that's kind of easy for her to treat, something that she can get better from, and I really want to see her grow and really get better and have a better quality of life. And I was really concerned that maybe it was something like her being a runt or something like that she wasn't going to get better from. And so this is really encouraging. So I'm really excited now because I'm really excited because I want to see her get big.
Had we had anything to do differently, what would we have done?
Came a lot earlier.
Good girl.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's remarkable. I make this point all the time. When it comes to exotic medicine, when I think about the tiny turtles that I brought in, I mean, you know, I'm talking tiny turtles that have come and seen me over the years. That tiny sample that barely fits on the head of a Q-tip, I can look at it 1,000 times magnification, and even if that tiny turtle has an issue, I can make a diagnosis and we can actually get a treatment going. And the same with this lizard. You know, this lizard here, you know, being over a year old, should actually be bigger than this already, so it has started her growth. Okay.
Right. And I guess maybe it was when I first got her, and I had that voice in my ear from the breeder telling me, like, oh, well, you know, we gave her this and this.
We take care of everything. There's nothing that can go wrong with our pets. But for some strange reason, pet stores and breeders still have a bad reputation, don't they?
Right. Yeah, and it's one of those things that it's like, I listened, and he was like, you know, I bought her for breeding, and because she's not getting any bigger, you know, I want to sell her now. And I had that in my ear, so I'm like, okay, so maybe she is a runt. But even with that, I did my research and was like, okay, they're like, give this medication to wipe out any parasites. And I guess I just thought that was enough. And
well, here's the bad news for that thought. Oh, like you probably did help and get rid of the things that I was anticipating, like hookworms and pinworms and roundworms. It turns out there are other parasites out there that are protozoal in nature, that are like flukes in nature. They won't respond to those medications.
Right. Okay.
And this is one of those parasites that usually does not respond to those medications.
Okay.
Anyway, so this cute little girl here has trichomonas. So we're going to go ahead and get her started with her treatment. And hopefully we will see within a year this lizard will triple its size. Get really big, really quick. Oh, Mom brought me some McDonald's thing, Mom. All right, so here's my word of advice. Just got back from Reptile Show. Just reminded people on Facebook again that reptiles always need to be checked by a veterinarian. Sadly, and I'm not trying to be bad, I love breeders and I love pet stores on the Harvard team, but the bad news is they've not gone through what I've gone through to become a reptile veterinarian. They probably don't spend as much time on a microscope or spend as much time fixing sick and, you know, injured reptiles and stuff as I do. So maybe I am just pessimistic and I know that I can find almost disease in everything. But it is rare, and I mean rare. 1 in 100, maybe 1 in 75 fecals that I'll see will be completely negative or a parasite. So with those odds going on, and 90% of my patients coming through breeders and pet stores, somebody's missing something. Right. So my advice is, bring them to a vet. Obviously, one that knows a little bit about your species. So anyway, so do some research. There are nuts like me all over the country and all over the world. I would be saddened to know that I'm the only one that couldn't take it.
The only crazy person.
Yes. When I was at the show this last week, and some lady came up and said, I'm afraid of frogs. I want a picture with you because I was wearing the frog scrubs this weekend, if you guys didn't notice that anyway. So that was hilarious. I never thought I'd be somebody to help get somebody over a fear of frogs. But why am I saying that on this video? I have no clue. Go to the vet. Take her to a vet.